Hi, my name is Selma Cordero, and I'm here to talk a little bit about my Puerto Rican potato salad. It's 4th of July, and I already have some ribs in the oven, and pardon the noise, but that's the barbecue sauce cooking. To talk a little bit about the potato salad, it's a big staple of Puerto Rican food. We serve it in many holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of July is no exception. So I'm gonna start my potato salad by peeling about 6 russet potatoes, and then we'll cut them in pieces and put them to boil. By the way, I already started the water. It's boiling with a bit of salt, and so that the water will be ready by the time I'm done cutting the potatoes. I just finished peeling the potatoes, and I weigh them for you in case you want to know how much they weigh. There's about 2.7 pounds here. It's not a precise science, so anywhere around 2 pounds, 3 pounds will be fine. So I'm gonna wash them and then cut them in pieces. Cut them right in the middle, turn it around, right in the middle again, and then just make some decent sized squares so that it will cook fast and easy, and you don't have to wait too long for them to be done. So you're gonna cut all of them. Finish cutting the potato. They're a good size. You don't want them too small because then they can become mashed potato if you cook them too much. So I like to have kind of a good size that let them cook fast, but don't let them get too mashed potato-like. I will add to the potato salad Spanish olives. You can get whatever brand you like. I'm gonna chop some red pepper, roasted red peppers, and I'm gonna also chop half of the red onion. So let's go at it. On the olives, I'm gonna take about 20 of them, and for the red peppers, I'm probably gonna use half of this. I'm gonna chop the olives in 3 pieces, just enough that I can see them, but not having the entire olive at once. So you chop one end, the other end, and you basically get 3 pieces out of every olive. Then I'm gonna take the roasted peppers, I'm gonna slice them and then cut them the other way so that I can get squares out of them. And you can see here, they're kind of chopped in pieces, but good sizes as well, so you can see them in your potato salad. I will say that you get about half a cup of red peppers and maybe a little bit over, maybe a third of a cup of olives. And I'm gonna chop the onion. I'm just gonna use half of it. I'm gonna cut it as small as you can, just because some people sometimes don't like to peel the onions. They can be a little overwhelming to some people, so I try to chop them as good as I can. So the water with some salt is already boiling, so I'm just gonna put the potatoes in. Careful you don't get burned, but you wanna cook them. I would say about 10 or 15 minutes, so just check on them at the 10-minute mark and see if they're cooked enough. You don't want to cook them way too much because then they will get smashed as you make potatoes. While the potatoes are cooking, I'm also going to boil eggs. I use the eggs for the base of the potato salad with mayonnaise mix. So cook them thoroughly, about 12 minutes from cold water. So I'm just going to put them in here and let them cook for about 12 minutes. My potatoes are just done. It took about 15 minutes. You can see they're done, but not too done. So they cook through, but you don't want to cook them too much. So 15 minutes was about right for me. Just rinse them off with cold water. This will stop the cooking process and make sure they're not too cooked for your potato salad. I just finished peeling all the eggs, and I'm gonna take the nicest two. I'm gonna cut them in slices. Let me just put it closer so you can see. And basically, it's just gonna be used for decoration when I'm ready to serve. So I take the other 4 eggs. I'm gonna take my fork and I'm gonna break them down as smooth as possible. So you're gonna smash them. I'm gonna put some salt and pepper as I go. Down as small and nice and neat as you can. I'm just gonna add salt and pepper. Obviously, you do this to taste. Some people do not like too much black pepper for healthy reasons or whatever, so you can just use a little bit. And by the way, I put more salt later after I taste it, so just gotta be sure that they're salty enough for you. Because you put some water on the potatoes, you gotta be careful not to overdo it. So I kind of do a little bit and then taste it and then see how it goes from there. Now I'm gonna add a bit of vinegar, about 3 teaspoons. So not rocket science, you kind of eyeball it. I didn't have my measuring scoop close by, so I'm just gonna do it by eye. And then I have 2/3 of a cup of mayonnaise. And I tend to start slow, see how the mix is going before I keep adding. But go by how many potatoes I want to put in there. It's not a very precise formula. So I think the 2/3 are about right. So just gonna add all of it. So 2/3 of a cup. And that was the mixing. You don't want to over mix it because again, the potatoes are fragile and you don't want to make mashed potatoes out of it. So I put everything together and then I try to fold it and mix it slowly and not, try to move it too much. So I'm putting here the olives, as I mentioned to you, maybe a little over 1/3 of a cup. I got here the red onions. You can use regular white onions if you don't have them. And I have maybe about 1/2 a cup there. I think I cut more than 1/2 a cup. And then I have the red peppers. So I'm just gonna add my mix now to the potatoes. And after I mix it a little bit, I give it a taste and then I move it into a serving dish. Got a clean spoon here. You don't want to double dip here. I might need a little more, so I'm just gonna add a little more salt. And I'm gonna move it into a serving dish. Let me put it right so you can see it. So I have just plain serving dish to display nicely. So I'm gonna pass my potato salad here. This looks fantastic. By the way, that 2/3 cup of mayonnaise was precisely the right amount. Sometimes I can see that it's a little dry and I add a little more, but kind of make it look nice in here. Let me show you so you can see it's displayed nicely. And now I'm just gonna put some of the eggs on top just to decorate. I might not use all of this because I think this is not that much potato salad. So I take some of the red pepper, cut them on a bit of strings and just lay down on your dish to have fun with it. And then I'm gonna use some of the olives to do the same, to decorate as well. So I cut some of them, just gonna place them in here. I usually make this potato salad ahead of my guests coming, and then I place it on the refrigerator until they're ready to come. Now I will put it away on the fridge, and I'm waiting for my ribs to be done.